And I went, and the nomination was real. And we went on to be asked to perform at the Junos. This year, Harms has been like a fairy tale. And I know that there's a God. And I know that I am doing something positive, because all of this is just, for me, a confirmation and an encouragement to keep going.
What's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Behind the Sound, a platform where we talk about artists' experience in the industry, artists' creative process, and so on and so forth. Today, we are blessed. All right, you guys have no idea who we're blessed with. We're blessed with a wonderful, talented Jah'Mila.
Hey, Harms, you're so kind.
Right here on our podcast. This is episode 6, I think. Hey, Alex, episode 6? This is episode 6, and we're blessed to have Jah'Mila on our podcast. So welcome to the podcast. Welcome.
Hey, Arms. Thank you so much for having me.
You're
it's
welcome.
A blessing.
You're welcome. You're glowing. You're radiant. You're. How's your day today? Let's actually start that.
Thank you. Today was really nice. Beautiful weather. You know, we only get about 2-3 weeks of summer, so I'm trying to enjoy it. I went to the gym today.
Okay.
Yeah, I went out for a nice little walk. Did some errands and some chores at home, and I'm getting ready for the week ahead.
Yes. Busy week for you?
Oh yeah. You know.
When is it not busy for you?
You know, busyness is a sign of blessings. So as much as it might be testing, I'm grateful that I have something constructive to be involved in.
100%. I always tell people I'm glad, like I'm also a busy person, but I'd rather be extremely busy than not busy at all, because then I start to go crazy.
Exactly.
Like I count my blessings. I'm glad that I get to go to work. I'm glad that I get to have all these things happening in my life, because most people don't really have that.
Yeah.
And so we're just blessed to have Jah'Mila, and we're blessed to have you on episode 6. So let's just get right into it, man. Jah'Mila, you are a singer, songwriter. You are an artist out here.
Yes, I'm an artist out here.
What music do you make, if people don't know?
Well, I do reggae music primarily. It is a part of my blood. It is a part of my life. I love reggae music, and I love my Jamaican culture so very much. And I consider it a privilege to be able to share this music, this art form, in my new home here in Canada.
Halifax, Nova Scotia.
Halifax, Nova Scotia forever.
Yes, 100%, 100%. So you primarily make reggae music, and is it because it's just in your blood?
That's a part of it as well. I really love what reggae music has stood for since its inception. Reggae music has been the voice of the marginalized, the voice of the oppressed. It has been a testament of people who don't always have the best opportunities, but their spirits shine through the music and through the art. And so I feel blessed to be able to carry that on. So I love reggae music because of that. But I grew up in the church singing gospel music, and any little music you have, I'll come and sing.
Whatever time. Give this woman a mic. She'll sing whatever she wants to sing.
Totally.
Yes.
I love singing some R&B, some soul, some funk. But reggae music has a special place in my heart.
Yeah, 100%. Like, I don't know if you know this too, but I didn't really sang in a church, but I have a lot of church background because my dad's a pastor.
Stop it, I didn't know.
Gospel singer, actually. Yes, so he has a bunch of mixtapes online, and you can actually view it. So I think that's actually why I make music too. I think because my dad's influencing me.
So you're going to have to give me those details, because I want to see Mr. Adesola at work. I want to hear him sing.
Richard
Adesola.
Oh, he can sing.
Big up yourself, Richard.
But that's not why we're here. We're here to talk about you.
No worries. Thanks for sharing that, though.
I'm glad. Just a little Easter egg for you.
Thank you.
So growing up in Kingston, Jamaica,
yeah.
What are some of your earliest memories of reggae music and its impact on your life? Like, when did you first heard reggae music?
Reggae music is ubiquitous in Jamaica. It play on the radio every single day. Every single day. Irie FM, Zip, Fame FM, all these. It's just, when you are living in Jamaica, you are surrounded by dancehall and reggae music. You cannot escape it. But when I was growing up, I would always learn the music from the radio and all of that. I did not grow up in Kingston, Jamaica. I grew up in St. Anne, Jamaica, in a small town called Brownstown with my mother. My dad was a traveling musician, and so I grew up on the maternal side of my family in an extended home with my grandmother and my aunts and uncles, my cousins. My mom lived there as well. And we had like a little bit of a farm. We grew chickens. Our neighbor was the butcher, like real country girl settings. Really? No, it's
Most
true.
people don't know.
Tell them no, real country girl settings. Anyway, I'm really proud of where I'm from. Big up Brownstown, St. Anne. And so whenever I got an opportunity to go into this magical world, that was my dad. So imagine he's off tour now. It's time for me to go and see my dad. He's around. And I hang out with him, and he would take me to the studio with him. He'll take me to his rehearsals. He'll take me around. He'll put me in front of the mic, have me sing for him and his friends.
So your dad is also an artist?
Oh, my dad is a musician. So he's a guitarist. He also sings to a lesser extent than plays guitars.
He doesn't gotta like you.
No, but of his 9 kids, 6 of us are involved in music professionally. So definitely there is some genetics at play.
100%.
Totally.
Wow.
So I remember being immersed into his world, and it was magical to me. Very, very different. A sort of a dichotomy to have been grown in a very conservative Christian home on my mom's side, but then on his side, being surrounded by all these herb smoking Rasta men. Who are spiritual, but who approach spirituality in a whole different way.
That the Western society doesn't really understand.
Absolutely.
Actually, my first introduction to the Rastafarian culture was in a weird. I knew what it was, but it was because of what they do, the weed and the herbs and stuff.
Yes.
I associated that with kind of like bad things. But after watching Bob Marley, the movie, I actually understand it's just part of the culture. It's part of the healing plan. It's part of how they connect to a higher being. So
Absolutely. Harmony, I'm going to share with you. So these visits became more frequent as I got older, and I could manage these visits myself. When I moved to Kingston from the countryside and went to university in Kingston, I would hang out at my dad's place, and then I chose Rastafarian culture as a practice of my own, and took the Nazarite vow from Leviticus and grew my dreads. And I was the healthiest, happiest, kindest I have ever been in my life up until that point, because of the overwhelming impact that lifestyle and those precepts had on me. I want to say arguably equally impactful as my Christian exposure, but definitely forming me into what I consider to be a better
human.
person.
Wow, that is so deep.
Yeah.
These are the things people don't realize. The layers you have, like you've been through so many positive things, and it just makes you who you are.
Thank you, man.
Yeah,
Thank you.
it's like the experiences of life make us who we really are. The people that we surround ourselves with.
Yeah.
It just adds to us, and we become the version of that we are today. So
Absolutely.
it's
And the
beautiful.
biggest thing is to never judge a book by its cover. Dig into the pages first.
100%. Thank you for sharing that.
Yeah.
Now you're in Nova Scotia.
Yep.
So Halifax, actually. So how is living in Nova Scotia influence your music, and how do you blend Jamaican roots with your local culture?
That's a great question. So when I was living in Jamaica, I was fully immersed in music. I had quit my day job in corporate in HR at a telecommunications company, and I decided to go on tour and give myself a year. Harms, I just wanted to try it out. And a friend of mine, she was a mentor. She said to me, try it out now while you have some time to recover. If you try it now and it doesn't work, you're young. You can, and you're smart. You can, do anything else after. And so that's exactly what I did. I remember resigning from my job in May of 2011.
Wow.
And deciding to go on tour. And I started to do professional background singing.
Was it tough?
It was beautiful. It felt safe to me. It was rewarding to my spirit, and also financially as well. It
Oh,
was
I bet.
right. It allowed me to see the world, and it was safe because I bore no accountability. I just learned my parts and showed up on time. You know,
Who are you touring with, if I may ask?
I toured with several bands. So Shereen Anderson, Jesse Royal, Janine, Black Uhuru, Groundation, Junior Kelly, several, and to name a few, to name a few.
Wow.
But and got to see the world in a beautiful, beautiful, safe way that costed me nothing, and I'm so grateful for that. However, to answer your question, here I am. I come to Nova Scotia now, but there's not a lot of reggae music. There's Dub Cartel, Verbal Warning, a few bands that are holding the fort, but there's not a lot of reggae music. And my friends that I made here pushed me from the backing vocals mic to the center of the stage. And
I mean, as they should.
Thank you, Ars.
You're an amazing vocalist.
Thank you.
Like, we're gonna talk about your album, but y'all, oh my god.
But that's the story. That is how Nova Scotia has impacted me. That walk, it seems short on the stage. When you look at it, you're like, oh, that's the background vocals mic and that's the lead mic. But making that step, is a bigger thing than it would seem. And so I am grateful for the community of supporters and friends that I've made, mentors that I've made coming here that helped me and encouraged me to take that step.
Yeah, 100%. That's beautiful, man.
Yeah.
So you dropped an album exactly a month ago today.
Yes.
This is what's the date? Today's July 21st.
Yep.
And your album Woman of the Sun came out a month ago.
Yes.
Wow. Is this your second album?
It is my second album.
Let's just start with why the name Woman of the Sun?
That's such a great question. I put some thought into it. There might be some cheesiness there, but we all love cheese. All right. So Roots Girl, right, is the first album. And when you hear the word roots, you think soil, you think darkness, you think underground. The work is being done to set foundation, strong foundation. But at some point in time, when you plant a seed and the roots are strong, something is going to push up above that surface. And that is evidence and a testament of growth. And so from Roots Girl, I asked myself, where would I go from here? I'm not a girl anymore. I'm a woman for sure.
Strong.
And thank you. And if I can stand in my light and stand in my truth and own these experiences that I've had that brought me thus far, then I can hopefully shine my light and have an impact on some people around me. And so that's where I got that name, Woman of the Sun, from. And so like even the intro of the album, like I asked Sean Weber, who plays the flute, I was like, channel your inner planet Earth. You know, when you watch Planet Earth and you see the slow motion of the plant coming through the soil.
Yeah, that's a very descriptive thing to say.
Right? And then he did the flute and I was like, yes, that's it. It sounds like if you were watching a documentary and you were watching like the plant just breaking ground and lifting its head above the soil.
Wow.
Yeah.
How long did it take you to make this album?
It took me a year and 4 months.
That's what people don't realize. People think just to make an album is just like you're in the studio for a couple of days and then you just, sing your songs, rap your verses, and then have somebody like Alex just produce it for you and then it's out. No, it's like takes a year or longer even.
Longer. If I had my way, and because I have been looking back to evaluate my approach. So, all right, for the record, Woman of the Sun, I felt very supported. Big up Canada Council, big up Music Nova Scotia to make this album. And never before have I felt that supported for a creative project of mine. And so I set out to meet deadlines. And the difference between Roots Girl and Woman of the Sun is Roots Girl took so long, but so much heart, so much soul is in there. And Woman of the Sun, equal amounts of heart and soul. But I have to say that the songs weren't as lived in as Roots Girl. As soon as I wrote them, the studio dates came up for me to go. And studio time is scarce and very rare to get, because there's so little studios and so very many people and artists demanding.
Because some you guys don't realize is that Jah'Mila is not just like, yes, she's a primary artist, but she has a bunch of band members.
She does. And a full-time job.
And she's doing it all. You have a bass player, a pianist, like guitarist, everything. So they all have to record their parts, and it's a whole different process than making a hip hop track, you know.
Okay, exactly. Thanks for giving that some context. And so my album, with the exception of one song, is 100% live music. And even the
Wow.
one song that it has some drum beats still has live music overdubbed. And so anyway, I say all that to say that in evaluation, if I could take a little bit longer, I would have lived in the songs a little bit
What do you
more.
mean lived in?
So, when you write a song, you don't want to go in the studio, go record it next week. You want to sit with it for a month or two. You want to rehearse it with the band a little bit more. You want to try out different kinds of ad libs, different kinds of melody ideas, which I had a chance to do, but I was constantly focused on the deadline. And so, if I could do, not if I could do,
You're next.
when I do
There
the
we go.
next one, there are some personal goals of mine that I hope to accomplish. One of them being, I would love to be able to make at least a 3 month between the writing portion of the project and the recording portion, and that 3 months is just to sit into the music and to become one with the music.
Yes.
And then another thing is, I want to completely control all vocal mixing, recording, and comping, all those things. Like, I aspire to, artists like Zamani, for example, who's able to fully produce herself. No, I aspire to those things. I don't.
Right there. You can actually pant.
She's like, what? She's like, how did I get in here? No, but it's true. No, dude, Superwoman, we're looking at, like, she's able to just, I have a song today, I'm just going to go in and do it. And I can record myself to a certain extent, but I want to be able to take full control of it, because it cuts out the middleman
Yeah.
and me trying to express what my specific vision is, and I can just give it to him.
Execute, yeah.
Exactly. So that's my next goal, guys.
It'll happen. It'll happen.
Yeah.
What was the hardest part making this album? Your difficulty. I mean, as artists, we have some positive moments and we have some really negative moments.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure recording this album with a live band, there was some yikes moments, like, oh my gosh, why am I even doing this?
Absolutely. And there are definitely, for me, the good outweighs the bad. But if I should reflect on some of the less appealing parts of the
Positive moments,
production,
yeah.
less positive parts of the production process, say that fast 5 times, it would be scheduling.
Oh my God.
Scheduling is really tough.
Oh, yikes, man.
And also, on a more personal level, having that song and singing it to a group of people for the first time.
It's nerve-wracking.
Listen to me, no, man.
It's nerve-wracking. This was actually, Zamani, what was I saying today? I was telling Zamani I have this song. I don't know if it's ass or not. And then I was reading her the lyrics, and she was like, "No, this is actually good."
Right?
So it's like that initial first, like,
The first time.
oh my God.
Yeah. And then this album touches lyrically on some very, very personal parts of my experiences. And so there was some concern about that too. But I feel like I have been liberated just by sharing it. And it's out there now. It's yours to deal with.
Oh, it's downloaded. It's downloaded. It's downloaded. So it's just the anxiety.
Yeah.
I mean, anxiety is sucks.
Yeah.
Anxiety sucks. The feeling of, letting out your song, your baby that you worked on, like that came from a personal place in your heart, and then actually pitching it to, how many band members you got?
Well, 8.
8. And the rest of the world is like, I hope they won't take this the wrong way. I hope people aren't gonna think my shit is whack.
Yeah.
It's nerve-wracking. That's for sure.
It is. And I imagine too how many great masterpieces are still written in the book that haven't yet been unearthed or unveiled,
Oh my God.
all because of fear and anxiety. Hopefully
Yeah.
somebody watches this can, read their poem,
And
sing their
just
song.
drop it.
You see what I'm
There's
saying?
so many people with good music that aren't dropping it.
Hashtag drop it.
Hashtag drop it. Hashtag drop it. I like that. Hashtag drop it. So we touched on the negative parts.
Mm-hmm.
Let's spread some positivity in this conversation. What are the best beautiful moments that you can recall making this album? Woman
Oh,
of the Sun?
wow. So many of them. So many of them.
To name
So-
a few.
First, I'll name a few. It'll be hard to choose, but some of the parts of making this album that stand out to me is like collaborating with different songwriters and artists from our community, not only here in Halifax, but also in Jamaica as well. Because my producer and I flew to Jamaica to do some recording at Bob Marley's studio, Tough Gong Studio. So we got Sly Dunbar from the iconic duo Sly and Robbie. My dad is on there playing guitars, Robbie Lynn. Alec Frith, a bass player from Nova Scotia, came to Jamaica to record with us there. Beautiful, beautiful moments.
Bringing the community together.
I mean, yeah, I just,
Two different worlds.
And kind of like melding them.
That's
and
beautiful.
That is really beautiful for me. I remember my songwriting session with David Miles, my songwriting session with Owen O. Soundly. And can I tell you something that's magic? Like, if I didn't believe in magic before, I believe in it now. 1 year to the date when Owen and I sat at the Maritime Conservatory of Music to write what is now East Coast Family, the chorus and my verse. 1 year later, we performed it at the Junos. What? To the date. I thought it was within the same week. And
it was the date.
Owen sent me back the thing and said it is to the date. And yeah, I believe in magic now.
Wow, Jah'Mila.
Yeah, so talk about magical moments, Harms.
Oh my God, that is beautiful. That just gave me goosebumps.
Yeah.
Another thing that gave me goosebumps is you actually just mentioned and you touched on it. So I don't know when the day was, but I was in my room just on my laptop just watching the nominations, the Juno-nominations, the 2024 Juno-nominations. And then I think they were doing rock recording of the year. They listed a bunch of names I don't know, but I'll soon know them because I'll be in the room. I'm manifesting it.
Yes.
All these gospel nomination, and then reggae nomination. I was like, it'll be cool if Jah'Mila was up on this spot. And then they were listing a bunch of nominations, and then I seen Jah'Mila, and I was like, what?
Right.
And I think I texted Alex as well. I'm like, yo, Jah'Mila got a nomination, and I don't even know. Your phone must have been going crazy.
Wild. I'm still answering Juno nomination messages to this day.
Swear.
I swear. I'm grateful, guys. I'm getting around to it. But let me tell you something. Big up Ben Barton Krillman, my producer. Ben said, you're at the last window for Roots Girl. We have already got an East Coast Music Award. We were nominated for a few Music Nova Scotia ones, and I felt like, wow, I couldn't ask for more. And he said, you're right at the tail end of the Juno thing. I was like, I don't have no time for that, And my list of priorities of things to do. So Ben, bless his heart, applied for the Juno on my behalf. Ben Barton Krillman, big up yourself. And then it went away. I was like, okay. And he said to me, something, even if you are not nominated, the people reviewing these applications will become familiar with who you are. And I said, you know what? That's all we can ask for, because we are working on this big pièce de résistance that is Woman of the Sun. And hopefully it will set a foundation so that the next album, which we're discussing today, will have, a good platform to start from.
Yeah.
About 2 weeks before the nominations, I was just coming home from work, probably just jump off the bus or something. And somebody called me from a private number, and they were like, we would like to offer you a personal invitation to the Juno Award nominations in Toronto.
Okay,
So I started to
Jah'Mila. That's an Easter egg.
Right?
If they didn't give it away.
And then they said, she's like, this is not a formal confirmation that you were nominated. But if you were, can we share your name with the media? And I'm like, well, yeah. So I bought a ticket. I was like, even if this goes nowhere, I would have been in the room.
Your heart must have been racing.
Oh, it was racing. My mom said, go, buy the ticket, take the vacation, and go. Because if you don't get it, you would have been in the room. You would have experienced at least this. Exactly. And I went, and the nomination was real. And we went on to be asked to perform at the Junos. This year, Harms has been like a fairy tale. And I know that there's a God. And I know that I am doing something positive, because all of this is just, for me, a confirmation and an encouragement to keep going.
Yeah, you're almost making me tear up a little bit.
Yeah, man, I'm so grateful.
It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful, because you were saying earlier in our conversation, country girl things.
Me not tell you, man.
You know what I mean. Country girl things.
Really hard girl things.
And then from that to like being a Juno-nominated artist, which is big. People don't realize how big it is, but it's huge.
It is.
Even to have the nomination.
Yeah.
and to drop in this masterpiece of an album. I listened to it. One of my best songs from that will obviously be Bad Habits, not because KO's on it. And big up KO, but I just like that song.
Thank
The
you
song
so
is
much,
really,
man.
really good.
Thank
so
you.
Congrats for that.
Thank
The
you.
whole album is truly a masterpiece, and I honestly can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you. Well, next, in 2 days, I don't want to date this video, but on July 23rd, I'm going to have a music video coming out. So it will be the second music video from the album. The idea was to have two as a part of the
You
project.
have East Coast Family.
We have East
What's
Coast
the next
Family.
one?
It's Never Fail. So right after the Junos, a team of us went to Jamaica and we recorded another music video, and it will be coming out on the 23rd of July. Ironically, that is the birth date of His Imperial Majesty Emperor Haile Selassie I, and the song is called Jaja Never Fail I. You know, and it's just a reminder that even when we think we're alone, we have divine protection always, as long as our faith is strong and that we believe.
Yeah,
He's there with us at all times. And so, yeah, look out for that.
that's beautiful. Thank you so much. So how do you use your music as a platform for social change? And why are you so much passionate about spreading this reggae music around Halifax and Nova Scotia? And
Yeah.
does that question make sense?
It does, absolutely. I am passionate about using music as a means of social advocacy because music reflects the signs of the times, has always reflected the signs of the times, especially reggae music. Nina Simone said it best that it is the artist's responsibility to shine a light on social issues. And while we're having fun, music connects with people in such a great way. It's universal. It is a universal language. Bob Marley come and show us that it don't matter where you come from. If your messages are positive, if your messages are strong, and if they resonate with the people will respond to it. And you know, also as someone who grew up in the church and understand the power of gospel music as well, it is I find it hard to separate the two. And so, if at the end of my performance, one person can leave, one person arms, just one, can leave and say, say I feel moved by that. I want to be a better person, or I want to do something good,
Or you made me smile.
You make me, you see what I say? Something simple, anything, good vibrations, positive vibrations.
It's like, because like you feel so good, like I, just a mere human being, can have an impact in somebody's life. Even if it's just a tad bit, a slight change, you feel like you're on the top of the world. I know that feeling.
And I'm going to show you something to Harms, because I'm in total agreement with you. The youths, I've had the opportunity over the last 3 years to be able to connect with the youths in an incredible way through this Reggae Roots program. The National Arts Centre of Canada and also Symphony Nova Scotia has set it up in a way where I can use this orchestral program that I helped to build to connect with the youth. And that has been life-changing for me. And I am just so grateful to see their response. They're so gracious, they're so kind, they're so innocent, and they like the music. You know, it's cool to hear them sing Sugar and Spice, to hear them chant their names. You know what I mean? It's cool. I love that. And
like your lyrics are actually changing lives.
so not that, man. I love the youths, man. And you saw it. We did a show
yeah,
at
we're
Woodland.
there. I was there.
Over 1,000
So yeah,
youths.
you guys were like a bunch of kids singing, not like 1,000 of them, just singing, and Jah'Mila's songs, and it's so freaking cute.
Yeah, and
I'm
with
not
a choir.
even lying. And with the youngin' choir, man. Oh
Yeah.
man, that's a. When I was recording that, I was just smiling. And then when the kids came on
Came to
stage,
the stage.
they were like, trying to touch you, and you're like, I'm trying to sing my song.
Right? So, all right. So after that experience and so many more like it, I mean, how could I not be using the music to inspire them? I have a responsibility to these youths who have fallen in love
It's your
with me and the music.
You got to keep it going.
Absolutely.
Can't stop, man. You're in it.
Yes. Yes.
You can't just say, I'm not gonna make music anymore. It's too late. I'm sorry.
Yes.
It's too late. Yeah.
Birthright.
What's your favorite song on the album?
Whoa.
Yeah, I didn't see that one coming. Did
No,
you?
you never give me that on the preparation sheet. I'm gonna say Never Fail is two songs. It's a little section. Walk Alone, that I co-wrote with David Miles, produced by David Miles and Joshua Van Tassel. I describe that song as being what would happen if Bill Withers met Bob Marley. That's kind of how I describe it. And it's a existential question, like, Lord, if we're so, Jah, whoever it is that you think the divine is and whatever name you call him, but it's like questioning your mortality. Like, why are you saving us? Why are you sustaining us if we're such unworthy children? Like, we've done so much evil. Look at the state of the world today. Why is it worth it that you're still sustaining us and keeping us alive? And then that ends with I don't want to walk alone. And then Never Fail I, the first line is, no, I'll never walk alone. My faith will shield what I can't see. I will never want, because Jah provided all my needs. And so it's almost like the question and the answer in following each other. And so I don't know if anybody else noticed that little part of the album, but every time I hear that transition from, Lord, why are you sustaining us? So yeah, because you love us, and you're never going to leave us.
There's like I said earlier, I'm a pastor's kid, and I'm a Christian too. And there's a verse in the Bible, I don't know where it is, or it says, even if the God that can provide food for the birds, how much us, how not us, if God can look after the birds and the trees, obviously he can look after us. So I relate to that. It's truly, it's a beautiful thing, man.
That is it. And I decided to end the album with that song Never Fail I, because it's like, yes, this is it. This is the absolute truth. Regardless of the ups and downs in our emotions and in our moods, that is constant enough. If we're here for a purpose, and our faith is sustained by the Most High.
That's beautiful. So, Jah'Mila, what's next for you?
A few shows and such, We have a few festivals.
Yeah, just a few, just one or two. With a full-time job,
yes.
With a band, we're scheduling that.
No, I know, man. It's a lot. As I said, I'm grateful. So we're gonna have August 24th. We're gonna be at the King's Theatre. We're gonna be at Kentville as well, the NSCC down in that area. We also have a few shows coming up in September. We have the Ship Company Theatre. We have Gula Hala Festival, Deep Roots Music Festival, and a bunch of others. Check out my website for a full list of shows.
How important is it for a black artist, a black woman, to be involved, to be in these rooms, such as the Juno Room, to be unapologetically black in the music you provide? How important is it?
I love this question so much, Charms, because it is something I've been contemplating.
Say it, man. Speak your truth.
I have had to question in my career and journey as a black female artist, especially from Jamaica, how to show up in these rooms. I'm grateful to have access to these rooms, but then how do I show up? If I should follow what the social media is showing me and what popular culture is showing me, I'd probably take off some of my clothes and and present myself. I am tired of the hypersexualization of black women and women of color. I am tired of it. I am tired that our talent and our skill is inextricably linked to how we look and how we portray ourselves. I am tired of it. I think it is empowering in one hand and also the total opposite in the other hand. And that is not how I choose to show up in these rooms. Respect to all the people who choose that for themselves.
It's not you.
No. And so representation matters, and I would have hoped that when I show up there singing my Never Fail I and my Walk Alone and my Beloved and those things, that some people, some ears will receive it and be inspired to show up authentically as themselves. Tell you what, you asked me how Nova Scotia has affected my music. Since moving to Nova Scotia, I've been empowered to embrace my creativity in its fullness as it's evolving, but I meet it where it is. And when I was in Jamaica, I would look around me for what it is I should be. If I'm going to be an artist, then I should look like that, I should sound like that. No, you see, when you get some funding and you can do whatever you want, you just got to do whatever you want, and you meet your creativity where it is at. Thank you, Canada Council. Thank you, Music Nova Scotia, for giving me the opportunity to stand in my creative authenticity. And hopefully this representation in these rooms, when the people see me in my African dress at the Junos and them thing there, that some little girl somewhere can feel the same way. You know,
Like
so I'm going.
if you can be on that stage, I can be on that
Me
stage
not
as
tell
well.
you, man. Yeah, man, go sing your song, man. Hashtag drop it.
Hashtag drop it. No, that's really, really, that's deep. That's
That
powerful.
is important to me. Those things are important to me. I want the young women to know that they can show up as themselves and that they don't have to put on a mask. Sing your song the way you write it, the way that it appeals to you, because your artistry is as much as it is as much for you as it is for other people.
100%. If you can be authentic to yourself, it will all come back to you positive and tenfold.
Absolutely.
Tenfold, man. That's just physics or whatever.
Chemistry.
Biology, whatever. Yeah, man. Well, thank you so much, man. You're such an inspiring person.
Thank you.
Like, you're very, very much busy doing all this with a full-time job. Like, don't even get me started. I don't know how you... It's just the scheduling for me, man.
I know, it's wild. No,
like-
but stop acting like you went out there killing it. Let me tell you about me and my
Okay.
overachieving friends, right? Getting degrees and shit,
Oh, stop it,
killing it
stop.
at live
Oh, man.
podcasts, albums, releases, singles. Come on now.
Stop, this isn't about me. But
I still want to acknowledge you, though.
thank you.
Kudos on all the incredible
you.
work you're doing in the
Thank you.
community,
Thank you.
all the beautiful music you're making as well.
Appreciate it. More to come, but I'm sure you can relate to this. I'm not doing it alone.
That's
I have
true.
a wonderful team right here supporting me, getting my back, and yeah, it takes a village.
It
It
does.
takes a team.
does.
Any final remarks, final notes, anything you want to say? That you're obviously gonna plug yourself, but any final just thoughts?
Not much to say more than, check out the music, stream it, buy a vinyl. I have some new fresh vinyls coming for the new record. And my tiny apartment is still full of vinyls from the old record. Help a sister out. Make space. No, it's true. You should, reach out for a vinyl or a CD or a shirt.
How much is the vinyl?
The vinyl is $40.
I'm getting one.
All right, cool. I'll bring one over for you.
Send them
And, just in hindsight, the common theme throughout our conversation is, be fearless, hashtag drop it.
Strike drop it.
Meet your creativity where it's at.
Well, this has been Behind the Sound, episode 6, featuring the lovely Jah'Mila. Make sure to check out Woman of the Sun, streaming everywhere. Stream that shit. Don't be a bigot and don't be like, yeah, I'm just going to watch this podcast and I'll follow Jah'Mila on socials. Everything will be linked down in the description. This has been your boy Harmony at the Soul, aka Harms. Jah'Mila, thank you once again. You're an amazing person, and I can't wait to see what you do next.
Thank you so much, Arms. Pick up yourself.
All right. We out. Peace. Thank you.
That was wonderful.
Could never walk alone. My faith will shield what I can't see. I will never walk. 'Cause Jah provided all my needs. He pick me up, he make me up, he make me strong. Never give up, it's never luxury.